Hello there, my fellow time patrollers. Tomas Mathis here, and I'm back again with another video. Now, if you guys haven't been on the channel for a while, you already know there are some bit of the worst players out there in Xenoverse 2. Months ago, making a video called the worst is the Mechian player ever. We talked about me describing the Mechian player. Although I don't have the clip of in that video, but I end up describing it. But in the worst Frosty player ever video, I ended up making that. I'll show you guys the clip of the Frosty player, and he's simply one of the worst players out there. But this might be the third time for the worst player ever series. I'll basically think that this player right here, oh boy, this player right here is obviously gotta be the worst player ever. But to get context of why I had to make this video, so let me go ahead and say this. So I was sitting here, I was laying on bed looking at my phone, watching some YouTube videos, especially ones with the Octonauts. One of my my favorite shows back in the day. And I even watch it on Netflix, back when it has 4 seasons on Netflix, before Netflix decides to butcher it. It has 2 seasons now, which is just a shame. But while I was looking at my phone, I noticed a player was doing a fighting stance, which is something that's when I ever see a player that's doing a fighting stance, which is a secret opponent pose, I know it's a kind of pose for like boxing attires or boxing equipment moves. But when people use this as a power to fight against opponents, that's a single sign that this is obviously going to be a player that challenge you to a match, and not only just that, I have to do it. So I was like, fuck it. If I want to fight this player, he's better be good. But it's only like 4 matches, and I'll probably right after I show you the 4 matches, I'll basically give you my opinion to determine if this player is the worst player ever, and basically get on my conclusion after that. So, without further ado, here are the 4 matches that I have against this player. Enjoy.
Sorry about that.
I'm so strong, even I'm startled. I can't give up after making...
So yeah. So apparently, in the that I have to say that there are some major things I had to get context. The first round apparently was kind of alright because it felt like an actual match, but as for a second match, it was kind of not. But because the guy just simply just spams Burning Strike. And basically, in the third match, he picks Gamma 2 and starts spamming Gamma Blaster multiple times. But luckily, I was able to win that match. But when I picked Gohan, I lost the match. I know that the score was 3-1 because, like I said, I won 3 matches and he won 1. But I could do like a fifth match, even if I really want to. But after the 4th match, I was like, nah, I think I have enough. So this is question on X. Is this player worse than the Namekian player and the Phosphine player? Well, even though he's not the worst player, but the only thing I say the only thing that's worse about this player is basically how sometimes how he wins by basically doing like sometimes using cheese or basically other play style. But like I said, he's not even that of the worst player. But there are some worse players out there. But I think this player is kind of bit not the worst player I ever seen before, because like I said, when a Namekian player I fought who just simply guard matches and basically I call him the worst player because he's basically the worst player ever. The Frosty player, for example, is also the worst player ever, because apparently, and that's for this player that I just fought right now. Yeah, probably not, because like I said, to explain how that feels, I will soon make whenever I make the next player to shout out he's the worst player, to see if they're the worst player ever. I'll do like a list to see who's the worst player ever, but that's gonna save me enough time. But there are some worse players out there, but like I said, this player is maybe, but they're not the worst player ever. But only the Namekian player and the Frosty players are the worst player ever, because in reality, this player seems to be much tamer than the two players I fought in the other two videos. But anyway, that's gonna be it for now. If you guys like this video, please just keep that like button. Don't forget to Kamehameha wave that subscribe button. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. And as always, this is Samaras Mathis signing off. See you guys later. I will see you guys in the next one. Farewell, my fellow time controllers.